What's up, Philadelphia Collins? It's me, Nick Cavalier, seller of Baker, Toy Machine, and Girl Skateboards. Come on in and let's discuss some features and benefits, yeah? Alright, so before we get started talking about features and benefits, how are you doing, Phil? Had any good cheeseburgers recently? And how are your boys doing? Yeah, Jacob and Thomas, right? They're going to be working at the shop with you. I think that's going to be a good time having them there. They're pretty knowledgeable and they're good skaters too, so they'll be good to have around. But anyway, let me grab my skateboard and we'll start talking about some features and benefits. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the actual design that's on the skateboard. This one's a little busted up, but you'll get the point. So the design is the actual painted graphic that's on the bottom. It's not always painted, probably screen printed. At least on ours, on Girl and Baker and Toy Machine, a lot of our graphics are screen printed unless you did like some really custom stuff, which probably wouldn't get into quite yet for you, but maybe someday. But the reason that it's important to have a lot of different styles in your store as far as designs go is because a lot of people have a lot of different preferences.
It's all about preference.
And if people can't express themselves with that, they're going to find somewhere else where they can express themselves. I mean, we want to make sure that they're coming to you for that. And so the next feature we're going to talk about is the actual width of the board. And so that's just the size, like from right here to right here. It goes pretty much from 7 inches to about 8.5 inches normally is what we sell. And so the reason you want to have multiple widths, not just one, is because, first of all, people have different sized feet. So if you had someone with giant feet, they're not going to want to use a tiny skateboard. It's going to be too small for their feet. But if you have someone with tiny feet, they're not going to want a gigantic skateboard because then they don't have enough control over it. And that's another thing, is it's a matter of control. So a wider skateboard is fundamentally more stable, but it's harder to do flips and rotations and stuff with. So certain boards, especially like cruiser type boards, should be wider and with less concave, but we'll get into concave here in a second. So, but to kind of wrap this up, definitely want to have a lot of different sizes in each style board. You want to have at least one of each size per shipment, just so you can make sure that you have what you need. The next thing we're going to talk about is concave. And so concave is actually this little curve right here in the board. And there's two different styles of concave. There's steep concave and then there's mellow concave. And so the difference is actually like how curved it actually is. So a mellow concave is going to have less of a curve and it's going to be better for cruising around, not so much doing tricks, just a board for like riding. Whereas steep concave is going to be more curved. It's going to be better for actually doing tricks and like getting a handle on the board, because you can really get your foot deep in that pocket there and really get some good leverage on the board. So that helps a lot.
So how does that benefit me?
You want to have some boards that have, mellow concave and some boards that have pretty steep concave, because if you only have one, you're not going to be able to meet people's needs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good. The last thing that we're going to talk about for now with features and benefits is the material. So most people would look at it and be like, okay, it's wood. Well, yes, it is wood. There's a lot of different types of wood though. And so mostly what our boards are made of is called maple veneer wood, or sugar maple is what it's also called. But because it's, the highest quality wood you can have, and over at Baker and Toy Machine and Girl, we're only going to be selling the highest quality skateboards. And so we only use that. But there's other companies that use bamboo or even plywood sometimes. But those materials aren't quite as high quality, and so we don't like to use them in our skateboards. So do you have any questions about the features or benefits? Why you should have any of each? Okay. On that note, I say we should go to the skate park so I can show you some of these features and benefits in action. So let's grab our stuff and head on out. You want to drive separate? Sounds good to me. I'll see you there.
Let's go. All right, so we just got to the skate park. We're gonna hop out of the Rari, go demonstrate some skateboarding. Grab the goods. Lock the Rari. Sight key fob doesn't work. Hey Joe, let's go. All right, Phil.
Hi.
So we're going to talk about concave and width right now. So as you can see, this board has less of a curvature on it, so it has less concave, which makes it a bit better for just cruising, rather than this board that has slightly higher curvature, so more concave, which makes it better for rotating and flipping. You feel me?
Chop feel, bro.
The next thing is the actual width. So, since this board is wider, it's fundamentally more stable than this board, which makes it better for cruising. You follow?
I do.
Nice. And so you'd want to have at least some of each, so you can get different people's preferences. Because what is it?
It's all about preference.
Exactly.
I really like to feel this board.
All right, man, so if you don't have any more objections or any more problems, why don't you say we go back to my office and close this deal, yeah?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Yeah, pleasure doing business, man. Always a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Hey.
Okay, back at the office. I always like to take clients out to the skate park just to kind of show them what's going on, see some of the features and benefits in action. It helps a lot, more than you think. I guess you know now, but some people just really don't get it, so you have to take them out there to do that. Anyway, so you really don't have any more questions or objections for me? Okay, sweet. In that case, I'll take this contract from you that you just signed. Nice. I'll sign it myself. All right, that should about do it. I guess in that case, we can go get some cheeseburgers now. All right, let's head on out then. Where are you thinking of going? Oh yeah, the good old Dirty Burger. All righty, well, see you there.